So we're going to check out this video from Melanie King. The title of this video is Woman Breaks Record with 1,057 Men in 12 Hours. No more talking. Let's see what this is about.
So I was scrolling on X this morning and I came across this. In fact, this is my account on X. If you aren't following me, make sure you follow me at Real Melanie King on there. The link will be below. But y'all, are you seeing it? Okay, let's read it. Oh, actually, let me scroll it up because I realize you guys can't see the bottom. Here we go. OnlyFans star Bonnie Blue says she's broken the world record by sleeping with 1,057 men in just 12 hours. This is what I was saying. I'm convinced most of these women had severe childhood I don't say certain words, it gets weird over here, trauma. Like, these are adults who were trafficked as children. Their brains are not normal. Look up DID. Dissociative identity disorder. People get that. It used to be multiple personality disorder. That's what it used to be called. But now it's, a fancy name, dissociative identity disorder. And when you have severe childhood trauma through, sexual trauma or either physical torture, the child's brain will actually split. And in fact, this was part of some of the MK Ultra programming where they would try to, this is the things that I have been looking at, where this is something that they wanted to cultivate in children, and then when they become adults, for them to then be assets for the different agencies, where they could pull up different alters, different personalities, and program those personalities and then let them rest, and then bring those personalities out with a sound or something like that. You guys remember the Manchurian Candidate? That's essentially what that is, what part of what MK Ultra was. And a lot of people don't talk about the insidious parts of that whole thing. It's just like, oh, it was mind control and all of that. Can you imagine purposely doing that to children so that you can create these Manchurian candidates? There's a lot to go into this, but last month, many of you may not have paid attention, but there was another woman named Lily Phillips who decided to break this record because she was trying to sleep with 1,000 men in 12 hours. And even Candace Owens interviewed her, and it was all this uproar about it. And she did it for her OnlyFans. All of these women, they do it for money. And, but now this one is up in the ante. And this is how it always is in the sexual Olympics, in the deviant Olympics. These are the things that they will do. So Lily Phillips thought she did something special there. Well, no. Now this girl has broken the record. Now by the end of the year, we may get to 3,000 men in 12 hours as these women compete, these monsters compete. These are not human beings, in my opinion. I believe whatever has happened to them, they have no soul. They have it's just an empty shell. It's flesh. And that's how they see themselves, as flesh. It doesn't matter.
So far I agree with Melanie King. It's like, these people are not humans. You have to just physically, like, as one woman, how do you even carry this out? Be like, what? You tell the men, you got 30 seconds. You got 10 seconds. You got 15 seconds. And for me, all her mental, this, that, and the other, she does OnlyFans, this, that, and the other, all that is put out. It's obvious. So she's the OnlyFans star. She's the one that says she broke the record with 1,057 men in 12 hours. But I'm looking at it. Who are these men? Whether they put on condoms or not, who wants to place their pencil inside this pencil sharpener? Because that's what it becomes. So if we can zoom out a little bit and look at it from a bigger scale, she's advertising that she did this on her OnlyFans. I'm gonna zoom back in now and be like, You advertising 1,057. How many people were you with before you even got on OnlyFans or before you even start advertising this? How did you know you could even do this? And with her, but I'm going back to the men. I just can't even imagine. Okay, I'm in line, right? What? I'm next? Or is it my turn? What number am I? Like, even like in my younger days, I'm gonna speak carefully because this is gonna be on Facebook and YouTube, but mainly for YouTube. I don't even know if this word is allowed, but it's called a locomotive. I've been in situations to be involved in my younger days, to be involved in what one would call a locomotive. Look it up, like Amtrak. So I was in situations where I could have been involved in something like that. And we're talking about 2 other dudes, maybe a couple other girls or something like that. It just was never of interest to me. So I go back to these 1,057 men. They just lining up. They just standing in line. How long is this gonna take? Or you just choking the chicken until it's your turn? Like, what are you doing? And I'm gonna put I always say, like, if there was not a market, there would not be a buyer. So I can liken this to this. If this lady didn't have 1,057 men willing to be in her particular market, then she wouldn't have even did this. I actually put this more on these 1,057 men. Who are these people? And what was the requirement to wear some protection for these men? Who chose to wear the protection and who didn't choose to wear the protection? First of all, you chose to compete first and foremost, whether you was going to wear protection or not. And then you actually got there and just put it in there and get out of here, bro. Get out of here.
No soul ties, there's no connection. It's just a one body part going into the other. Who cares? What matters? Mind your business. This is what, but this is where we are as a society, by and large, where this is what feminism has pushed us towards. It's your body, your choice, which it is. But what happens is younger women will see something like this, and a lot of people, it will normalize it. See, it seems extreme at first, but think about in the next 10 years, a 10-year-old right now who's in 10 years, she's 20 years old. Okay, think about a child is 1 year old. When she turns 18, how much will this be normalized? And they think, oh, this is what girls do. Girls who do this in this industry and porn and all of that, oh, they just want to get the bag. They want money. Not realizing that a lot of times these are not regular people. These are not normal women who just woke up one day and this is what they're doing. They have experienced severe abuse when they were younger, most likely. Are there some that probably haven't? Sure. But they have to understand, you've already, just ravaged and torn apart as a person. It's not what you think. And I have been going down rabbit holes. If you follow me on X, you'll see what I posted there. I cannot talk about it on YouTube. In fact, I will be, I have a Rumble, but I haven't really been posting my stuff there. I am going to start posting my stuff on Rumble because what I looked at last night, just going down and the information that I was given last night, I couldn't even really sleep. I barely have had sleep today. I ended up, I was trying to, run some errands this morning, and I had to stop and was crying in my car, and I just put it out there for people to pray for me because it's so dark. I don't even want to put it on other people. But if you want to follow me on X, you can kind of follow the rabbit trail of some of the things that I found out, that some of the things that I was exposed to. Whew. So when I see something like this, yeah, my normal reaction, she's a hoe, she's for the street, she's getting ran through, she's immoral, she's the great whore of Babylon. All of those things are true. But if we look deeper, especially globally, and we're seeing children being trafficked and all these things, these women pop up as, you know, as adults, right? But people never think about the backstory. They may even have like a backstory. Oh, I grew up with two parents and this, that, and the other. It's fake. It's fake. They did not exist in society until they popped up on camera to start doing these things. They have a fake background, but understand this is somebody. Usually there is something very deep and dark and insidious in their past. But let's get into the article, because I mean, she is a hoe, but I mean, with something like this is beyond being a hoe. This is, you know what I'm saying? Like, that is so base in thinking and understanding. There is something deeply, deeply demonic and dark when a woman subjects herself to this type of thing. So let's get into it. Okay, so we're gonna read the story and then we're gonna take a look at the video that goes along with it. Okay, we're not looking at that video. No.
So as a man, again, Melanie King, she's a conservative woman. To me, she's common sense about a lot of things, right? So she's not really gonna touch on the men that are involved in all of this. So when I look at a picture like this and the number 1057 men comes up, and so I look at a picture like this, right, the first thing I go to is this right here. So I don't know, you know, what went in here. If anything went in here, maybe they didn't have time to do it. This is what I automatically go to. Automatically go to this. The pickle was in there. Yeah, and it was dill. Yep. It was the pickle, it was in there, and it was dill. This is automatically what I go to. What type of fungus and antimicrobial beings and freaking stuff is going on in here? What's in there? That's what, as a man, this is what I go to. And I will guarantee you, out of the 1,057 men that participated in this, some of these men went downtown with their mouth on this lady, and some of these men kissed this lady. Swap spit. I can guarantee you that. I know men that would have done it. I've seen it done. Oh my God, I was about to say something, but we're gonna continue a little bit longer.
No, you're not trying to get my account deleted. I'm already at risk with the stuff I talk about, so we're not going that far. But it says, adult star Bonnie Blue beats out Lily Phillips to breaking record by sleeping with 1,057 men in 12 hours.
Let's go ahead and say that there was no sleeping involved until this lady was done with the 1,057. She probably slept during some of it, because we know, you know.
Jeez. Oh, and then the ad they have below, like, that literally looks like, like somebody waiting in line. I cannot. Bonnie Blue, an adult actress, has allegedly set a new world record that's causing quite a stir. She claims to have slept with 1,000 men in just one day. Well, over 1,000 men. Close on the heels of OnlyFans creator Lily Phillips, who recently announced she was training for this very feat. Bonnie says she accomplished having sex with 1,057 men in a 12-hour marathon. Seemingly toppling the past achievements by Lisa Sparks, who had set the previous record with 919 men back in 2004. So these women, these degenerates, are resurrecting something from 20 years ago, and now 21 years ago, and they now want to set these new records. I mean, we're just falling off a cliff as a society. Bonnie's latest headline grabbing act follows her divisive promotion last year, where she boasted about engaging with barely legal teens. I have not read this. I did not know about that. What did I tell you about the child trafficking? Barely legal teens during schoolies and freshers events, inciting backlash and gaining notoriety for by filming explicit content with consenting students. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Accused of being a predator and facing criticism over the impact on the participants' digital reputation, Bonnie faced bans from Fiji and Australia related to visa issues. Unfazed, that's crazy, visa issues. We don't even know what her true identity is. Obviously, Bonnie Blue is a stage name, it's a sex work name, but you know, her trying to engage with minors or as close to barely legal as possible. And I'm sure she goes to other countries like France, which we learned through Emmanuel Macron and his wife, where the age of consent there is 15. Now, there's a whole thing I want to talk about with the age of consent in the US, but in other countries around the world, the age of consent is much lower. And so you can, well, we have 16 here, but 15 in France, but in other countries it's even lower. And I want to do a whole video about it. So she can go somewhere and actually sleep with 14-year-old boys, which a lot of people say, oh, it's a boy, so it doesn't matter. Really? Really? You really haven't done your homework. It just sounds really cute because you think this is, you've normalized it in your brain. If it's a girl who's been, you know, preyed on, then it's a problem. If it's a boy, oh, no big deal. No big deal. Sure. Unfazed, the controversial figure from Nottingham, age 25, flaunted her reported feat on social media, extending thanks to both the youthful participants and all the husbands involved.
All right, so yeah, this is just nasty. Nasty doesn't describe it. This is just despicable, degenerate. This mental illness has a part to play in this. Excuse me, I had to sneeze. I think I got another one coming. Give me a second. So yeah, mental illness definitely has a part to play in this, to where she's starting to prey up on younger people and things like this. I'm not going to further this video. If you're on Facebook, you can like the video, follow. If you're on YouTube, like the video, share the video, or just like the video on YouTube. That's fine. Mr. Info 5000, search Mr. Info 5000 on YouTube. Peace.